So, what's up, everybody? What's up, Travis? How's it going, guys? So, I wanted to do this call today just to, answer some questions that I'm sure some of you have, like either with trading, personal development, gaining the discipline and what you need to become a funded trader and everything like that. So, guys, feel free to drop in the chat if you have any questions right now that need to be answered. If not, I put something together. So we could kind of like run through it. No questions, nothing whatsoever. None, eh, guys? Okay, I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys just to show you guys what I came up with, just so I can help you guys out a bit on what's been making me seeing a huge difference with trading and just in myself as a trader and just what it takes to become one, right? So give me a sec, sorry. There we go. Share screen. Share. You guys see my screen? Chat here too.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sweet.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Appreciate you. Okay, guys, like honestly, the biggest part about trading and to become a successful trader is definitely your mindset. I think that was the biggest thing I had to learn to become a successful trader is to master my mindset. This is why I dove into personal development books. This is why I set certain rules when it comes to trading, right? You got to have that discipline. And the way to start is actually dealing with your mindset first, right? You have to look at your flaws and fix your flaws, right? Some might be, I don't have like my discipline with trading is bad because I over leverage. I risk too much, right? Why is that? It's because majority of the time, a lot of us want to be that millionaire tomorrow or today. And that's not the case, right? The game with trading is small gains equals large success. Okay. Once that clicked in my head, that's when everything started rolling out. This is when more payouts, started coming through. This is when I was just able to be like, okay, I don't even need to hold a trade. I'm just going to set my stop loss to break even. If it hits, I'm still in blue, right? And that's a mindset a lot of us kind of like overlook is breaking even as a bad thing when breaking even could be a good thing, right? So I wrote out some lists here of like what mindset things you need to like to grow. So focus on progress, not perfection. 1% better every day, right? That's all that it is, guys. So say you missed brushing your teeth yesterday, but you brushed your teeth today and it continues to go to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. That's amazing. That's progress. You're keeping your teeth clean. Your smile's going to shine even brighter. That's progress, guys. Same thing involves trading. If you make $1 a day based on your account size, right? Let's just say it's $100. That's what you wanted to invest. If you're making that 1% a day, there's no issues, right? Because now you already learned that skill set of hitting that 1%. All that changes is a lot size now, guys. Okay. And based off of your capital, that's all that it is. If you guys go back and look at my results page on my Instagram, you click the highlights that says results. You think I was making $1,000 constantly over consistently like that? No, it started out with me consistently making $1. That's what started it all. That's what got the motivation, the drive, because I saw that vision of making that dollar. Because, like I said, all it takes is for you to adjust that lot size, and that dollar becomes 100 or 1,000 or 10,000, right? So this is why it's very key for you guys to have that mindset set and start and keep growing it. Look what multi-million dollar people do. Look at what their routine is. They're learning every single day. They're educating themselves every single day. They're reading books every single day because there's always something new to learn, right? The same reason why you look at the chart as much as we do, right? Is because there's always something to learn and there's always a possibility for us to make a profit in it. Okay. So another point that I brought up, guys, is learn to embrace losses and failures as a lesson. Okay. What is the biggest thing a lot of newcomers do when they first get into trading? They'll hit wins, and then they'll get like a very bad week with losses, and they'll say, "That's it, I'm done, I'm finished. I don't want to trade anymore. This is a scam. This is not how people. I don't know how all these people do it." In reality, all they needed to do was, why did I take those losses? What was the reason behind it? Do a little bit of homework behind it. Oh, sorry, guys. I had to add somebody. Do a little homework behind it and figure out the reason why that trade didn't go the way that it went. And then when you see that same pattern flowing up again or setting up again, you already know next time not to do what you did the previous time, right? That's why I tell people all the time, get a notebook, write down your wins, write down your losses, because that's what's going to make you grow even more. Why? Because if you write down your wins and losses, that gives you an ability to go back to your chart, look at the screen, analyze it, and not make the same mistake again, right? Think about it. When your parents told you not to stick your finger in the electrical outlet, what would you end up doing? Sometimes sticking your finger in the outlet, or don't put your hand on the stove, it's hot. What do you do? What are you going to do? I'm going to go see if it's hot. Everybody does it, guys. Just learn from your lessons, because once you burn your hand on that stove, you're not going to go do it again. Once you zap your finger in the outlet, you're not going to go do it again. All right, guys. So your failures aren't failures. They're legitimately lessons that are put in place for you to not make the same mistake again. Okay. And on top of that, guys, why not teach those lessons that you've learned through with others, right? That's what I've been doing. I just give tips to people, to you guys, to experiences that I had that were successful and not successful. So if you come to me with a problem and I've gone through it, and it's like, maybe steer this way instead of going that way with it. There's a reason why I'm saying it, is because I've dealt with that. I've been through that emotion. You sometimes just gotta listen. That's the hardest thing that people tend to do, is it's hard to listen to other people because you always want to be right. Sometimes you don't always have to be right. So the next thing I put up is emotional control. Raise your hand or drop a 1 in the chat right now if you can honestly say you have emotional control. Drop a 2 if you say it goes up and down. Okay, I got a 2. I got a 2. It happens, guys. Believe me, it happens, especially for the person who's always hungry to be making that bag, right? I had a great conversation with a friend a couple of days ago. And I said to them, I go, with your previous job right now, because they're also doing trading, like as their side gig to make extra income. I go, as your side gig right now, how amazing is it that all you need to do is push a button to make money, instead of after you're done your job, going to another job and putting in an extra 5-8 hours, right? A lot of times we take that for granted. And the emotion starts setting in, like, oh, I'm going to start chasing the markets. Oh no, I see this happening. I see this trade going, but it's right there. It's right there. No, okay, buy, sell. You don't want that. When you could confidently go like this, and if your trades that you place, they hit stop loss, and you hit your daily loss for the day, and you could confidently put your phone down and leave it alone and not open it, that's what it takes, guys. That's the emotions that it takes to be profitable in trading. But not only in trading, guys, even to your day-to-day life, right? Your emotions are key. How many of you are sometimes like either in a store or you're at work and you have that one let's say customer coming in the store, and they're just, that attitude is just being projected onto you for no apparent reason. And then you just start getting angry because you're like, Why is this person getting angry at me? Instead of taking that step back, taking that breath and looking at the situation and being, okay, this guy just walked in or this girl just walked in and they're losing their mind. I don't know why. Take that step back and be that kind of emotional support to them in a way and be like happy, because you got to look, you don't know what situation they're going through right now. So they could have just lost their job. They could be in debt. They're going through a divorce and they're just angry at the world right now. And if you come in hot like how they do, what's going to end up happening? A giant fire is going to erupt, right? You need to be that person that puts out the water, to be the water to put it out. Sorry, garbage truck is driving by. So that's where emotional control comes into effect, right? Like you can't let your emotions, other people's emotions, get involved in what you're trying to accomplish, because there's always going to be something going on in your life, other people's life, and you just got to take that step back and just analyze, okay, what's going on in this person's life, right? Because then that ties back into everything else that follows through, right? Because now your emotional intelligence is growing. Okay. So another thing that I wrote down here for under emotional control is learn to detach from the outcome, follow the process. Right? That goes back to trading. So if you hit that stop loss, your daily stop loss, but you're convinced that that thing is going down or going up, let it just do what it has to do. You have a goal. Yeah. Recipe. Yeah, that's exactly it. You got to detach yourself from it. You can't let, just because that hits stop loss and then it goes into the direction that you knew that it was going to. That's a good thing, guys. Just because you weren't in that trade and you saw it go there, that's unbelievable. You want to know why? Because you saw the flow. Don't take it as a loss, like, oh my God, oh, I should have got in. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. If I just would have placed that buy or that sell one more time, I would have made my money back and some. You're gonna make your money back and some regardless of the fact. You want to know why? Because trading is from Monday. Sorry, let's go Sunday at 5 o'clock till Friday 5 o'clock. All right, guys. There's a week of trading. If you follow your plan and you follow your strategy and you follow everything correctly, there is no reason for you not to be successful. All right. The best thing I've learned too, especially you guys see me, I'm always out and about. I'm driving, I'm doing my thing. The best thing I've learned, if I don't have my attention on my charts and I have a trade in and I'm already in profit, or regardless of the fact, I put my stop loss to break even. Why? My mental stress is good because now it's like, oh, I'm not worried if it goes into drawdown. Oh, I'm gonna lose X amount. I get to still go about my day. I don't need that mental strain on my day. I like enjoying life. I like being outside. I like going to see people. I like doing things. Okay. So this for something as easy as moving my stop loss to break even, or just even past break even. So I make what, 5, 10, $20. I'm happy. Why? Because I'm still in profit until the market makes the moves that I like and that you guys see the results that you see. I post them for a reason, guys. Like you'll see them, you'll see it hit drawdown $9, and then you'll see that one trade go take off and hit 1,000, 2,000. There's reasons behind it. It's because I'm okay with that. Yeah, I could have made that 500 and close out, 500 close out, and then go for that big one. I could have done that. I could have, right? But I'm okay. I'm okay with it hitting it at break even and then re-entering. Because guess what? I could probably re-enter it in a better position and make that little bit more extra on the way up or down. Okay. If you want to start getting emotional control, you got to start getting control of yourself. You're your biggest enemy. I don't know how many of you are golfers on this call. I like golf for a reason, because it's you versus you. When you're teeing up on the first tee, it's game on. It's you versus you. There's a reason why it's a solo game and it's played just against you. Yes, you can have other golfers on the course going for the same, like shooting for the best score. But you know what? It's always going to be you on you. It's not like I also played baseball as well, right? It's not like a team sport where you have to rely on other people always. You can, but your emotions and everything is based off of you. You got to be able to control that. Whether it's you reading the personal development books and diving deep into your past and into your life and correcting every little thing possible, not every little thing possible, but correcting everything possible that you think will not benefit you for your future. That's what you have to start looking into. Okay. How did I start my journey with trading? Guys, it started with a good friend of mine calling me up and he goes, we need to purchase this NFT. And I go, okay, bet, let's purchase this NFT. Didn't know what it was, but I'm like, okay, sure, let's go. Turns out it got us to Miami. Ended up going to this mansion party, ended up getting on a yacht party. And this is me not even knowing the space of trading or what NFT is. I thought I was just going on a Miami vacation. Ooh, I've never seen Miami before. So I thought it was just, okay, here's something new. I get to see Miami. Got there and everything. And I didn't even know what I was surrounded and who I was surrounded by. But I ended up just asking questions. And it turned out I was talking to people who were 6, 7 plus figures and didn't, and they were as average as me and you. And that's when everything just clicked in. And it's like everybody has a persona of rich people and they're this kind of stature. Man, I know fishermen who are multimillionaires and all they do is fish. Okay. So they don't show about they show off the country life. It's your life. All right, guys, you got to understand that. You make your story, you paint your picture, whatever it has, whatever you want it to be, you make it. Like I said, it's you versus you. I want to chill and fish. Honestly, bet we got to set something up. We'll do like a team like fishing day, get some boats. But that's the main thing, guys. Like, I think your mindset is the biggest, biggest thing you need to grow and develop every single day because that's what's going to make you grow in trading. That's what's going to make you grow as a person. Because once your mindset is grown, you're going to be like, okay, I made my percentage. I don't need to trade for the rest of the week. You guys see me posting every single week with trading? No. I make my dollars and I'm good. I hit a certain percentage. I hit my goals for the monthly, the weekly, the yearly goals, and that's what it is. Right, guys? So this is where personal development comes starting to tie in, right, with it. So some of the points that I put down with personal development is consistency over intensity. How many of you jump on a call, especially with one of our mentors or a mentor of yours, or just in general, you're listening to a podcast and it just fires you up like crazy? It's like, yeah, let's go. I'm in go mode. The real thing is, guys, are you consistent with it? Are you consistent with the things that you do? Right? Me, I know I wake up every day. I take my dog every single day out for a walk, first thing in the morning and at night, every single day. I might not post it every single day, but I'm taking her out every single day because that's a responsibility I have. That's something I have to do. That's my routine. Okay. That's something in personal development. You need to have a routine that you jive with, that flows with your personality, that flows with your routine, with your schedule. Right. So all you need to do, like I right underneath, show up daily, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes. Guys, I was talking, Meki, I hope you don't mind, but I was talking to Meki yesterday and she couldn't believe that, wow, you're actually up at a certain hour. Okay. I was up at 6:30. And the reason why I get up early, guys, is because nobody's awake. I have nobody to bother me. I got no messages coming in. I got nothing. So it's silent. I have time to focus on me, the things that I need that recharge me, right? Whether it's me reading my Bible first thing in the morning, washing my face, sitting down, just enjoying the morning, watching the birds flying around and chirping, taking my dog out for her walk, right? Those you need that time, whether it's 15, 30 minutes of you going to the gym. You need you time. Okay. That's why I picked the morning. Some people might pick the afternoon, some might pick the night. You need something that fits you. Okay. Me is the morning. I sit down, do my thing, and then I'll have my espresso. And then I go about the rest of my day. Okay, guys. What else did I write here? Okay, skills and stacking. What does this mean? I'm going to be honest with you guys. It didn't just start with a skill set of trading, right? There's so many different other avenues as well as trading that you can get involved with, grow it, and perfect it. I saw trading to be an avenue for me to make a substantial amount of money so I could go invest because I like real estate. All right. I want to be able to purchase properties all around the world and purchase and get, sorry, not purchase, but get residual income from it, guys. Right. I saw that capability from that trip from Miami, from talking to these people. They had Bored Apes and stuff, and it was just, they all said, get into trading. That's how we built the capital to afford a Bored Ape and everything. So they said Bored Ape, I'm thinking homes, right? Just because somebody has a vision of one thing, their idea or their vision could intertwine with yours to make your vision come true, right? We all have hopes and dreams. We all have aspirations to go and accomplish. So find something, whether it's trading, whether it's helping people, network marketing, sales, anything that involves figuring out a solution for somebody and solving their problem. That's the best skill set you guys could have, because why? You could carry that throughout your entire life. This is why I love trading, guys, because God forbid Akash goes away, other companies goes away, whatever the case might be, we have a skill set that we know, that we've learned, right? We might not be perfect at it like some people, but guess what? The seed has been planted, okay? It's there, and I know I can accomplish X, Y, and Z with it, okay? Exactly. It's like riding a bike. As Meki said it perfectly, a skill set no one can take away from you. It's like riding a bike, guys. Say I haven't ridden my bike for 5+ years. I know if I get on my bicycle right now, I might be a little bit wobbly at first, but let me just go up and down the street a couple times. I'm like a pro again, right? You hit, you don't go to the gym for a month or two, right? Your muscles are a little bit weaker, but you notice you hit that gym hard for a week, your muscles, they what? Muscle memory. They get back to where they were, if not a bit better. But you still got to be consistent in work. But the only problem with that is, guys, once you stop, you got to start up 10 times harder again, right? That's where the problem is. It's the problem of stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, instead of just go, 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 go. Okay. So build your personal development. Be that better you who you want to be. This is why I tell people, best book, if you want to grow to be a better you, bust out Atomic Habits, go to audiobook or Audible, or if you're by an Indigo or Chapters, get the book, Atomic Habits, or even Best Self. I'm not going to lie to you, Best Self, guys, that book was amazing, because if you're the type of person who's hands-on and likes to, like, you know, write down notes, because it gives you notes and like it gives you like play-by-play type of scenarios kind of like to follow along. Okay, so Atomic Habits and Best Self. Those two books there, they've helped me substantially. And then another good book I would recommend, especially if you're like looking for business. Yeah, no, Best Self, SELF. Another good book too for business, especially I know a lot of us we worship God here. So another good book, if you want to lead with faith and everything, it's called My Mentor Walks on Water. That book is fantastic. It opened up my eyes in a way to not lead by the regular norm and run a business like regularly, but run it like how God would run it. I'm trying to remember the author's name. She's a fantastic woman. She's a well-known businesswoman. But that book helped me out a lot and made me realize everything. And when you intertwine best self and that book together, it's a good combo. What else do I have? So faith, guys, faith is the kicker for me. That's like the main point of everything. Um, Along my journey, guys, yes, I did have faith. I had faith in God and everything, but not to where the extent I'm at now, because like I wasn't diving into my Bible. I wasn't really reading the word as much as I am now. Yes, I would go to church, like, Easter Palm Sunday and everything like that. But I didn't really dive into it as much as I did in the past 4 or 5 years. And I'm grateful that I did, because faith is what keeps me going. Right there, I know that God has a plan for every single one of us, and sometimes the journey's a little rocky for some, but every single time I've had an issue, either with trading, with myself, with my personal development, the Bible made me step back into it even more, because I look at all the people and that are in it, and I look back, and it's like it's looking back all the way to Moses, where people were slaves and were run by somebody else, and they were set free, but they went through so many trials and errors to reach their freedom, right? And just having that faith and being led by God that way, that's what made me dive into it more. So faith for me, whatever religion you're in, just it could be that extra stick to go to the fire to make it burn even brighter, right? So that's why I'm a big advocate about that. So if you dive into the Bible, if you dive into any religious book that you prefer, stick with it, because there's a reason why it's placed in your heart to follow it. So that's my take on that. The last thing I'm going to touch base on, guys, is trading. Okay? So we all know trading is a risk management game. Okay? I think the hardest thing that people comprehend is the risk management, because they want to be rich tomorrow. I know that because when I first started, I saw that it's like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire within the next week. It didn't turn out that way. Right? You just gotta, especially if you have a job, guys. Like I said earlier, you have to be so blessed and grateful that all you need to do is push a button, even to make $1. Okay, guys? That's what the whole thing is. You just gotta get your mindset correct. So never risk more than you can afford to lose. That's a big one. A lot of us do it. We risk more than we can afford to lose. This is why I do like funded challenges in a way, because they give you that discipline. You're only allowed to lose 5% a day. Your goal is to make 10%. They're already giving you your homework. Why do you want to rush to finish your homework so quick now? But in school, you guys weren't rushing to finish your homework right on time. We would wait legit the day of or the day before. At least I would. Why are we doing that now, even with this? Be humble. I don't know everybody's age group in this, but like I was working, guys. I've been working too while doing this. Alongside learning how to trade, I've been working. All I did was every time I'd come home from work, I'd sit down, same spot, either here or in my room, and I would learn how to trade. If it was an hour, if it was 2 hours, whatever amount of free time that I had, I sat down and I learned this skill set. Okay. I'm too old for these school analogies. I don't know. I think they hit hard though, because it makes you look back and it makes you think, right? And that's the main thing. That's a part of personal development. It makes you think back and it makes you think about your past and just go, no, I got you, Mecky, don't worry. But that's the thing. Like, if you look back at it, why were we so like hesitant to finish our homework back in school, we would wait till the last minute, but something that gives us the ability to grow our finances substantially or grow our mindset or grow as a person, we sit on. We don't jump on it, right? Everybody's just super excited to make money so quick. And I love it. I love because you see the vision, but just take the steps. The homework is there, 5%, 10%. All you need to do, if anything, is lose one or not even half of that and go about your day. Why? Because there's tomorrow. There's my favorite line. I used to say this in baseball all the time, especially if I would mess up on a play or one of my team members would mess up on a play. I would say, flush it. Next play. Flush it. Let it go down the toilet. It's not there anymore. Moving on. Next play. That's how you have to look at it, even with a loss. Take your daily profits, flush it. It's a new ball game. Okay, guys? That's the mentality you need to start getting into with trading. You need to start growing your mind. You got to start growing as a person. You got to start growing to be a better you. And I think somebody said it a little bit earlier. I'm just going to scroll up in the chat right here. Saw it, 365. I'm going to get it. Hold on. Yeah, right here. That's 365% progress in a year. Exactly. So 1% a day is 365% progress in a year. That's unbelievable, right? I know some of us have either a funded challenge or a live account. If it's a 100K account, what would that come out to if you just made 1% for 365 days? Somebody who's good at math, type it out in the chat. $100,000 funded account or $100,000 account, you make 1% a day. I believe that's $365,000 at the end of the year. Exactly. So you guys, and that's all you did was click a button. Legitimately. Don't get me wrong. You'll have some bad days. You'll have bad days, guys. But if your risk is good, your wins are going to be greater than your losses. And especially if you, like I said, if you get out and about and you're busy, or even if you're not sure the trade is going in a direction fully and you're getting that bit of like anxiety, move your stop loss to break even. All right. Because I know at the end of the year, if I consistently hit that 1%, I got $365,000 in my account just by me clicking a button. If that's not your goal, if your goal is even 10K, okay? For some, you got to think, if you make $100 10 times, that's $1,000. I know a lot of us know how to make $100 10 times. What do you do for trade management? In what way? Like for my account sizes? Sarah, you can unmute yourself if you want, if you can.
Yes. When you're just managing a trade, whatever account size it is, like whether like if you're in profit, do you move stops to break even? Like are you very I guess like rigid in that way, or some people they just take what the market gives them that day, or is it just you always have to make your 1 to 2, or like what does that look like for you?
I go based off of the candlesticks, to be honest with you, right? So, like, if you notice on the trades that I post, was it last week? You'll see some that say, like, okay, I made $9. I It went up to about 400 and then came back down. So what I'll typically do is, so for gold, for example, if I'm using a 0.5 lot size on my 100K funded challenge, as soon as it hits, so I'll risk around $150 to about 250. As soon as it goes into profit, about in between those ranges, I'll move my stop loss to break even, because I don't want to sit there looking at my chart. I already have my TP set because I want to make my $1,000 or my $500, right? So I'll have that set and I'll let it ride. I'll let it do its thing. But if you want to close it, close it. I'm just that kind of character to, if I've already, especially if I've already made my profits, I'm definitely just going to constantly just move my stop loss to just a bit above break even, right? I'll have my TP set, which is 500 or $1,000. When it hits, it hits. I just, that's just me personally. I don't like having the strain of, okay, sometimes I'll let it ride, but I don't like, especially if I'm going out, I don't like having that strain of my my chart being open like that and it losing without me seeing it, right? So I'll move it to break even. I'll go back and I'll see, okay, let's see why it broke back down or broke back up. And I just look for the next play because that's already finished. It's done. That kind of answer your question, Sarah? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Any other questions, guys? Give you a few seconds if you guys are typing. Don't be sorry, Sarah. But yeah, guys, I really hope this helped you guys because I know the biggest thing is your personal development. So on 100K, your lot size is a 0.5. On mine, yeah. So I recommend if you're not as experienced and like you're not you've just been doing this for a week or two, I wouldn't recommend using a 0.5 lot size on 100K. I would recommend using a 0.1 lot size on 100K because you have more ability to place more trades at a 0.1. Because if you think about it, you could place that 10 times, right? I place typically two trades at 0.5. Okay. Both I risk between 150 and 250, depending on where I get in at. But if you're not like fully experienced, don't go using those big lot sizes. Use that 0.1 because it's like a 0.01 on $100 account or a $200 account. Okay. You you can, if you place a buy, for example, let's say you place a buy and it's going down closer and closer to your stop loss, what your proper risk management is. And it's getting closer and closer, but then you start visually seeing the candles start reversing. So you place another buy and you put it to the stop loss that is where your last one was at. You're not risking as much anymore because now it's less. So it gives you more opportunity now to make more. Or you could do the same risk management and risk that 150 or 250, $250. That's just sometimes how I do it, right? It just gives you more ability to place trades, but still be in risk management and get the same results that you would placing that higher lot size, right? So if you are going to use, so on 100K, the highest I would say is a one lot size, and that's for gold. That's the max for a lot size for gold. So a one lot size on 100K, you're only taking one trade that day using that lot size. Why? Because you're over leveraging. If you use a 0.1 lot size, you could take multiple trades. You could take up to 10 trades to add up to what that lot size would be as a one lot size. Right. So that's a really good tip of how to do it. Like you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You could one at a time. Right. So that's why you'll see me place those 0.5. You'll see like two of them, two or three, because I'll know where the market's going just based off my analysis too. But if you're new and whatnot, I still say stick to that one and then write it out. All right, guys. I hope this call helped you guys a lot. I'm planning to do more calls like this, not just with like trading and stuff, but like with personal development, because I think that's the biggest thing a lot of people need to start understanding because they go hand in hand. If you want to be a successful trader, you need personal development. If you want to be a successful salesperson, you need personal development. If you want to be successful in anything, you need personal development. You need all the tools to be successful, and this is what you need. And personal development gives you that because it actually makes you recognize who you were and who you're about to become. Okay, guys. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate for every single one of you getting on this call. Um, Definitely will be doing another call next Monday as well. So please stay tuned. And like how Andre says, stay close to the campfire, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.